There. Okay. I got to get that off my screen because that's distracting. And hi, everybody on the stream. We're getting ready for the show. It's going to start momentarily. Hold on to your whatever it is that you. Oh, shit. I should probably record. There's my notification that we're live. So we must be live. Hey, have you figured out how to do a post on the website yet?
No, I haven't.
Killing me, Rock Dev.
Absolutely. I'm kind of stupid. I don't know if I've explained this. I don't know if I've explained this or not. Like, I'm not particularly bright.
I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
No, I'm not. And the issue that I've had my entire life is that I am, what's the word? I know I'm a fucking idiot. Thank you.
Functionally retarded.
No. Well, yes. But I have a strong use of language. I speak well.
Yes.
Okay. And that leads people to believe that I have some kind of intelligence, but no, everything goes into me talking. And just the words that I can't walk and talk at the same time. That's
really not much frontal lobe.
That just overloads the system, huh?
It really does. Like you're just asking way too much of me if you're walk and talk at the same time. I'm trying to post to
go there. Go away. Go away. Go away. See that? There we go. Remember to hit that button. Okay. I'm ready. I think.
I mean,
where'd my papers go? Uh-oh.
You lost your papers?
Oh, here we go. Luckily, they just fell down on the other pile of papers that I have here. I just had to. That's why I put a new number on them each week, so I know which ones to grab. Alrighty. This week on the Media Virus Podcast, son of a bitch, computers are joining forces with quadriplegics all over the world to take over the world. Son of a bifida. That. You know what? I'm going to start over. My mouth is not working tonight.
Start over. All right.
That's what she said.
This week on the Media Virus Podcast, son of a bitch, computers are joining forces with quadriplegics to take over the world. Son of a bifida, woman wins millions in a wrongful conception suit. In sports, son of a bitch, professional cornhole has been sacked by Baggate cheating scandal. All this more news, son of a bitch, it's Missy G, and the infection team talks shit on anyone who wants to fight with us on the internet on this 105th episode of the Media Virus Podcast. The Media Virus Podcast. Starring Maddie Rockdev.
I had no, but I was, I kind of wanted to, and I
Professor Mike Latorres.
There's a fancy doctoring word, butt crack.
With special appearances by some other dude, that guy, and some chick.
Shut the fuck up, Maddie.
I smell shit, and I don't like it. I mean, I know everything there is to know about my dick.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
So anyway.
Hot damn. Do we have a show for you people this week? I am Maddie Rockdeff, the maddiest of all rock deafs, and welcome to the Media Virus Podcast. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share. I'm really excited today, guys. Just so you guys know, in the B block, we are going to be interviewing a Grammy-nominated comedian for her album Misrepresentation. She was nominated in 2012. In 2019, she made the Best of the Fest in the 2019 Burbank Comedy Festival. I'm stammering over myself. As the Reverend and Professor Mike Latoris has mentioned, we're going to have, is it Missy Hall or Missy
Missy
G?
Hall, Missy G Hall.
Missy G Hall. So she has chosen a stage name. Or is that, I'm a little confused. We'll get into that and more in the B block. That is something that you have to go to wherever you digest podcasts, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Where else can you get podcasts? You can get podcasts pretty much anywhere. You can fucking
Amazon.
You can just literally
Music?
Amazon. Are we on Amazon? I don't fucking know.
I think so.
Well, we'll find out if we're on
You can
Amazon
get it
in the
there somewhere.
break. I doubt it. Anyway, joining me this evening, as always, is the Reverend and Professor Mike Latoris. How you doing, Mike?
Oh, good evening, everybody. I'm doing pretty good. Happy to be here once again.
Yeah, absolutely. And Grease Monkey Pete, down in the basement, working hard, working diligently. Pete, how is the physical therapy going?
Going pretty well.
Pretty good. For those
Tomorrow?
we're following up here with Pete. He had some really, really extensive surgery. He was riddled with scoliosis. The scoliosis had almost bent him completely over. They were going to do it in 2 surgeries, but they decided they said, fuck it. This is Pete. He's the most badass motherfucker on the planet. We're going to do 12 hours of surgery in 3, basically. We went to a whiteboard for some reason.
Yeah,
Well,
what's going on there?
I was going to
You're
talk
gonna
about
draw.
Pete's surgery.
Oh, we're going to
We'll talk about Pete's surgery.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
he's going
he
to
had
draw
a back surgery, which would be this region right here. And what they did was they went in and they did a little of this and a little of that. And
I'm not seeing what you're doing.
I'm seeing it.
Okay.
He's drawing a
tried not to
really,
mess
really
up this.
detailed.
they tried not to mess up this. Oh,
He's drawing a really detailed picture of what they did to me in the hospital, Maddie.
so if you knew Pete before, there was a curve, and Pete kind of leaned over a bit. But now when Pete walks, he's big and tall, just like you and me.
Oh, there you go.
Yes,
that's
that's
it.
a
Except
fairly accurate representation of what happened.
So they took.
I'm not very big and tall.
Pete had a whole bunch of chassis work done.
That
And,
that was one way I described it.
That as you know, I think that's one of the first things I said to you when I found out. I was like, yeah, dude, when they straighten out the chassis, that can be real tough. But you seem to be doing real well. You're great spirits, man. I'm really happy about that. And you're starting physical therapy next tomorrow.
Well, I start outpatient physical therapy. I've already been through a bunch.
Are you able to drive yourself now or what?
They're still kind of, not being clear on that. I've asked them several different ways and they're like, well, and I'm like, okay, I'll take that for whatever, we'll just, we won't tell them.
Why won't this go away?
I don't know, but I just
don't
figured
know.
out how to make it big so that I could see it, and I think everybody can see it now. Okay. But Pete, listen, here's the thing. Had you not had the surgery, you could have been part of the Android apocalypse.
Yes.
I was reading in the news. It wasn't today. It was actually, I went digging early this week, and I think it was like Thursday, because I went on Thursday and I found 3 stories, and I'm like, yo, these are the leaders. Like, these stories are the leaders for, and 2 of them made it. Apparently the spinal bifida story was more interesting than fucking Bigfoot. I don't know what's more.
Well,
I don't know how anything is fucking more interesting than Bigfoot.
Well, it Bigfoot didn't lend to the joke this week.
It didn't, right? The son of a bifida.
Son of
Was
a
it
bitch
like-
struck me as very funny.
Was it like when you go to the store to buy a birthday card and you pick out one and you go, nah, I don't want to take the first one, but I'll remember it. and then you go to like you look at like 7 other ones, and they all suck. So you're like, back to the first one.
Yeah, so you wind up
That-
going back to the first one, because you should always just
Yeah.
go with your first instinct. I mean, that's the lesson. The lesson in the story is always go with your first instinct. But your first instinct was to stay human and be destroyed by the cyborgs. The cyborgs are coming.
Yeah.
I did see the same story that you did, Maddie, of this
Well,
robot
Mike's
apocalypse.
going to read the story for us, Pete.
Let's let him
Paralyzed
do that.
patients can now connect their iPhones to their brains to type messages using thoughts alone. It's now possible to mind control your smartphone, but are we ready to open this can of worms? A novel
No.
brain computer.
This segment of the Media Virus is brought to you by the internet. The internet, a great place to share ideas.
Thank you.
Yeah, but let's just give everyone access to the internet with their brains. Just you don't have to even move your finger anymore. You can just because once you can type a text message, you can do anything, right?
More or less.
I mean, if it can open the app, if you can open the app to send a text, you can open an app to look at porno. And then soon we're going to have porno just mainline right into the back of our heads, like Demolition Man. Remember that fucking movie? Great movie. Really a foretelling of what is to come. Thank you, my darling.
A novel brain computer interface developed by a New York-based company called Synchron was just used to help a paralyzed patient send messages using their Apple device for the very first time. It's a massive step up in an industry that has been increasingly reported progress, which suggests that interfacing our minds with consumer devices could happen a lot sooner than some of us bargained for. Enter
Did I send that fucking
brain.
Did I send that fucking I did. The story of the VR goggles
Yes, we have that as well.
that will kill you.
Yes.
In the fucking if you put them on, they'll
die in the
fucking
game.
kill you.
You
Do
die
we
in the
need
game.
this shit?
I don't think so.
I saw that my roommate brought that story up to me, and I was like, "What?" The original developer of the Oculus,
Mm-hmm.
He
The dude who
said,
invented the Oculus.
said he designed a version of it that would blow up and kill the user if you died in the game you were playing.
It
That's right.
it destroys your cerebral cortex or some
Yeah.
shit. Like
Right
it blows your
Yeah.
brain out.
Literally blow your head off.
There's 3 directed charges right here.
Why?
Oh,
Why
it's-
would you do that?
Well, it's he was making the point that the way that you interact within a virtual reality does not have consequences. So if you introduce consequences to actions within a virtual reality, it changes the way that you react.
The fucking yes, please. The fucking point of virtual reality is to escape your consequences. Like, would you put this
But
thing
it
on and
changes
play
the
Call
way
of
that you
Duty?
interact with people. It changes the way you interact. No, it's actually specific to a particular game I saw in the article. But it
Oh,
changes the way that you interact with people, and that was his point.
if you want to see what this is about, go watch the show. It's a new show on somewhere on Amazon, or maybe it's on Netflix or somewhere. It's called The Peripheral, and it deals directly with this topic. I started watching it. There are like 4 episodes. The next episode comes out tomorrow. But yeah, putting on a VR headset that drops you into a world. But and you know, like I said, little spoiler is this headset actually, like, you know, you can actually feel everything that happens to you in the they call it a simulation.
Mhm.
You know, but yeah, you know, scary stuff.
Well, back
know.
over here, we're talking about a brain-computer device to eavesdrop on your brain waves and convert those into commands. More or less the same neural signals that healthy people use to instruct their muscle fibers to twitch and enact a movement like walking or grasping an object can be used to command a robotic arm or move a cursor on a computer screen. It really is a phenomenal and game-changing piece of technology with obvious benefits for those who are completely paralyzed and have few, if any, means of communicating with the outside world. This type of technology is not exactly new. Scientists have been experimenting with brain-computer interfaces for decades, but it's been in the last couple of years that we've actually come to see tremendous progress. Even Elon Musk has jumped in on this bandwagon, founding a company called Neuralink with the ultimate goal of developing technology that allows people to transmit and receive information between their brain and a computer wirelessly, essentially connecting a human mind to devices. The idea is for anyone to be able to use this technology, even normal, healthy people who want to augment their abilities by interfacing with machines. That's a little scary.
Do you think the quadriplegic, if you were a quadriplegic,
Right.
and somebody came up to you and said, handed you a fucking this Oculus headset and says, you're going to be fully functional in this virtual reality world. You'll be able to go out. But if you die, you're going to die. Would you do it? Think about it. We'll take the two things and I'll mix them together.
I was going to say, I think I'd like for somebody to come up to me with this so that I have the ability to communicate again, or to make a robotic foot kick somebody in the ass, more so than I'd wear the VR headset to simulate all of that and then die if I screw up.
I didn't give a shit. The question was, what would you rather? The question was, would you do it?
Probably not.
Pete?
Maybe.
I'd say fuck yeah, dude. If you're like a quadriplegic, you're stuck. You're living your life in a chair. Someone's got to wipe your ass. And that's real life. But you get to put on this fucking thing. You can't and in this world, you can talk, you can walk around. You're banging chicks, having orgasms. But you fuck up, you die. And there's a quest, like you have to accomplish this thing. And there is like danger, right?
It's funny you mentioned a quadriplegic.
Yeah, they're always funny.
That's hilarious, Pete.
No, but you mentioned
Can't move.
You mentioned someone with quadriplegia, but in this show, The Peripheral, there's a guy that has lost both legs and one arm. So he's literally got one hand, and he can talk and whatever.
Do you know what you would? When he loses that last arm, do you know what you'd call him if he was at your door?
Matt.
Matt.
You know what you'd call him in a pile of leaves? Russell. You know what you call that same guy on your wall?
She's early.
Art.
Come
on, man.
I love you, Matt. I love you, man.
You know what I mean?
I love you, man. No, in the show,
you know what that guy? You know what they call that guy stuck in your chimney? Bernie.
We're terrible, Missy. Everybody, Missy Hall.
How are you today, Missy? Grammy nominated Missy Hall has joined us. We are live, by the way.
Good.
Yeah. We kind of hear you.
Okay, let me
go ahead and play with that. You can try again.
Yeah, let me hear. Do you hear me better now?
About the same.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. Let me put my.
She's using wireless headphones.
Yeah. I can use wireless headphones, or I can get rid of those.
It's up to you, Mike. What do you think?
I'm good as long as you can hear us.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
All right, terrific. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's nice to be here.
We weren't expecting you till the next block, but welcome.
And if you want me to go away and come back, I can.
Not at all.
No.
I want to jump on somebody else's show here.
No, we were just we basically the way we do the show is we start at 8:30, we go for like 20 minutes till 9, then we cut it. We don't do, and then the first 20, the first part of it's live on YouTube, then we record 2 more 2 more episodes for the audio only presentation on wherever you digest podcasts, either it's Apple Podcasts,
Got
Spotify.
Got you.
So, but we just kind of we're going through our top 3 stories of the week. We just finished talking about the robots are about to overthrow us with quadriplegics. They've created a new headset where people who can't move or function can open up like an app on their iPhone and
Actually, they're implants that they implant into your brain.
Well, I wasn't listening to the story. I was trying to make jokes.
I actually
Welcome
read
to
the
my world.
story. I actually read the story, unfortunately.
Show off.
Haha.
Right. So there was I had a transition for this. Oh yeah. Do you now? All right. So here's the question, Missy. Let me ask you this question. Let's say, God forbid, you're a quadriplegic or you can't move you're stuck in a chair, whatever. And you were offered an Oculus headset, right? That you were going to go around this game, you're going to be able to be fully functional like in this virtual reality world. But if you die you die.
Okay.
Would you do it?
Well, do I get to make any decisions about what I'm doing in the Oculus game? Like, or do I just say, oh yeah, I'll play, but then they throw me into the lion's den? Or do I?
Well, I mean, it's that's a very good question. I would assume it is a normal quest style game. You'd be able to choose your difficulty level.
Okay.
So you could play on easy
kind
mode
of as a toddler,
right?
And totally master it. I'm in. I'm
There you
in.
go. See, I mean,
Yeah.
nobody thought about easy mode.
Yeah, if I can do it easy mode, like sign me up now.
Like, oh no, there's no lock on the toilet seat in this house.
Yeah.
You can possibly drown.
Yeah. Oh, the stove is hot. I better figure out not to touch it. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I could totally do that.
Right,
And then
that would be-
I'd even be willing to become a quadriplegic just to get to live on that level of existence.
Wow,
Yeah.
we've taken it
Commitment.
to a whole new level.
Yeah,
Commitment.
sorry.
No, I somebody who didn't have an opportunity to play life on easy mode might have a little bit more easier now.
Well,
woman
yeah,
in,
a woman
UK,
won
right?
millions in a wrongful conception case and claims that she should never have been born. In 2021, a landmark case was heard in London's High Court. A woman sued her mother's doctor, claiming that she should not have been born, and she won
What's the prize though?
millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
20-year-old.
All I know is, listen, here's the thing. I wonder if I got a suit because the first doctor my mom saw when she was pregnant with me said, we need to abort this baby. If this baby makes it to term, it's going to be completely undersized and retarded. And that doctor was only half right. I am very large. But the other doctor said, no, we can make this happen. So I might be able to sue that son of a bitch.
20-year-old Evie Toombs was born with spina bifida as a direct result of bad advice from her mother's general practitioner, Dr. Philip Mitchell. He failed to tell Caroline Toombs, Evie's mother, to take folic acid and delay conception until her levels of the nutrient were high enough. Instead, Mitchell gave Caroline Toombs a green light to conceive. In her testimony, she said that Mitchell told her to go home and have lots of sex, which was somewhat blunt. She went on to say, he told me that folic acid was not necessary. I was advised that if I had a good diet previously, I would not have to take it.
I'm not an obstetrician. I'm not a medical professional by any stretch of the imagination. What's wrong with my microphone? All right. So, but I've heard, and I got 2 kids, right? Grandkid. Congratulations on yours, Missy, by the way. I wanted to mention that.
Yeah, thanks so much.
But and I know that folic acid's probably like one of the most important fucking things.
And pretty basic.
I've just had 3 men nod. that are none of you are obstetricians, right?
No.
You work as doulas or midwives or anything like
No.
that.
I mean, for a short time in the 70s.
But
What?
Well, for a short time in the 70s, didn't we all?
I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express one night.
Yeah,
See?
you're qualified. You're
Yeah.
qualified. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of like up there with probably shouldn't smoke crack. You know?
Give me the cigarettes here. Take this folic acid. Thank you.
Yeah, I just feel like,
Don't wash it down with the whiskey. No.
yeah.
I
glass of
remember
water.
but doctors do give out some shit advice. I remember what my mom, my sister, used to 4 kids, but everyone was like, no, the doctor told me I can't quit smoking because it's put too much stress on the baby. I'm like, how does that make sense? I don't understand that.
You quit once when you were really young, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I quit when the day I was born. Worst 12 years of my life.
Doctors used to prescribe smoking cigarettes
Yeah,
for
cigarettes.
everything.
And they-
Speaking of, we're not sponsored, but I love these things. I haven't smoked since January. These are on nicotine pouches, and you stick them in your lip. They're if you're a nicotine addict like I am, man, I'm gonna
I'm about to pick some of those up because I've been
do it. They're 3 for $5 at a Wawa.
cancer stick free since
Good for you, man.
August 12th,
nice.
which was the day of my surgery. I stopped. I smoked my last one the day before I went in for this major reconstruction. Yeah, haven't smoked a single one since then. But I've had the urge a lot, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna try those things that you got there, Matt.
They help the urge, dude. They really do help the urge. You know what? And the only problem I have now is when I'm driving and I put one in, it's starting to get me in.
Cough.
No, but it's starting to get me in trouble. Is I have to sing. I have to. It's like there's an itch right here. It's like, and I need to scratch it. And smoking used to scratch the itch, but now the only thing that scratches the itch is when I sing. But I like to sing like Bad Religion and Pantera, so I run out of breath often. But it helps me to. It helps me to get that feeling. And that's, if you're looking for a tip, try singing in the car.
Better for your breathing than smoking is.
It is absolutely. It is absolutely better for your breathing. You know what? I forgot what the third story is, so I don't even know how to steer into it.
That's okay. We'll jump right in feet first. The Professional Cornhole League has been sacked by the Baggate cheating scandal.
All right, let me break down that headline for everybody at home. 1, there is professional cornhole. 2, people are cheating at it. 3, they're calling it Baggate. Do we need to read the story?
Well, I would like to tell you that our country's holes have now been tainted by non-regulation bags.
So have mine. So have mine.
Apparently they've
Are they wet or deflated?
a little bit of both. Actually, they've caught one team boiling the bags, which makes them shrink.
I'll boil your bag, make it shrink.
There's very strict specifications on what a regulation bag is to be when it's, when you play. But if you boil it, the fabric can shrink and it changes the consistency of whatever.
Always happens to me.
They've also been caught soaking in some chemicals, I believe. And that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot to the story other than one group said, "Hey, they're cheating. Check their bags." So they
Check their bags.
They
Hey.
stopped the game
Are they overfilling them?
under, and
That's
they
nice.
checked
Underfilling them.
Those are
everybody's
nice bean bags you
sacks.
got there.
They stopped the game and they checked everybody's sack, and they found out that they were all cheating. Every one of them, even the team that said, "Hey, they're
Even the
cheating."
team that said that they were cheating.
Mm.
So,
Can you-
yeah.
How much money does one make as a professional?
Well,
Cornhole.
that goes to the saying, "He who smelt it dealt it." Mike.
Here's the question. Now, here's
does.
a question though.
Right.
It is it. Are you called a professional cornholer or a professional cornhole player? And do you think they judge the cornhole sacks like this? All right.
The American Cornhole League National Championship, Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Of course, it's in South Carolina.
The top-ranked cornhole duo was found to have illegal beanbags.
Their wives were like, "We knew it."
My
was
question
wrinkled
is:
and
Are
covered
there
in hair. What?
are there women playing in this league?
Have you ever seen a woman
does
play
not
cornhole?
I have.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Enough.
just wondering, like, is there a chance that women are handling these beanbags?
No, it's all men in the photograph. That's with the story.
I'm pretty sure that if you have picked professional cornholing as your career, your beanbags are not being handled by very many women.
And-
Yeah.
well-
Well, in your professional opinion, Missy, would you like what? How has your cornholing career gone? Are you like a semi-professional cornholer? Are you?
I spent a lot of years as an amateur, like a lot of years, a lot of bags, a lot of them, some boiled, some shriveled, which is why I married a man 13 years younger than I am.
It's almost like he's ironed it flat, right?
That's really interesting. My second marriage, my wife is 12 years my junior.
Your junior,
So-
okay.
It is it's sometimes difficult when you make a joke and they don't get the reference.
My only issue, and I also married a comedian, so we do well in the joke department, but sometimes music is a
Oh, yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
talking about music that I was like making out to or whatever. He's like, I was in my footy pajamas eating cereal. Song came out. So it's
Yeah. No, I deal with the opposite of that. Where,
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the different ends. Yep.
My wife's
Yep.
20 years older than I am, and luckily I like back catalog a lot, so
20
we're good there. Yes,
20 years
20.
his senior.
Here's what you're saying is that you were born older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
feels that way sometimes.
Yeah. You have that vibe. And I don't mean that in a bad way. You
No,
just
no.
soul vibe. You
I am a confirmed bachelor.
No shit,
and
Pete. Really?
and-
You're not
and
married?
Not married. No illegitimate children that I know
That you
of.
know of. You don't throw rocks at a schoolyard. You know what I mean?
And for the record, you use a flat iron on this,
See, there you go.
never down there. Ever.
Oh wow, that's good advice. I was unaware of. I've been flat ironing it this whole time. That's why it's scarred.
Oh,
Oh, you're talking about the hair. The hair. All right.
Also, you should shake it
Oh.
and not wring it out, but that's a whole different story.
and if you shake it too many times, you're playing with it.
That's right, just like the Media Virus podcast. If you shake us too many times, you're definitely playing with it. You can reach us at 1646-VIRUS01. That's 1646-VIRUS01, or you can always check us out at themediavirus.com. This has been your A Block. We will be right back with Missy G. Hall in the B Block for a full-on interview. We'll talk about all kinds of neat stuff with her grandson and all kinds of stuff that she's up to
Dun, dun, dun.
right after this.
So I am excessively more angry at Mike